Me, Taylor, and Macy one time, like over the summer, watched Blair Witch, and we were all so scared when the movie was over. We all ran to the bathroom together, and we all peed with each other because we were afraid to go by ourselves.
That's not a story you should tell.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Random Ramblings. I'm your murderous host, Jerome.
Wow. I'm Nick.
And I'm your bad actor, Heth.
Never alone.
And today, boys and girls, we're talking about Scream. But first, we gotta do a Twitter poll, and I'm gonna have to walk off camera for a brief moment
You
because
bring your phone?
my phone is sitting on my desk.
Makes sense.
So you two chit chat about my cute little bum while I'm gone, real quick, okay?
I'm gonna talk about your ass.
Let's talk about my butthole.
I don't think a lot of things are going to be said while you're gone.
No.
I mean, I can just talk randomly to fill the air. It's probably just going to get cut anyways. But, I mean, you never know. So, there you go. I did my job. Keep it if you want it.
Were you guys saying something naughty?
No, it was fucking all gibberish.
Is it something I'm going to have to cut out?
No.
Oh, okay.
You can leave it in if you want. Hess didn't say a fucking word. What?
Why didn't I hit this button when I left?
I'll be right back.
Not her.
I accidentally set myself up for that.
Yeah.
And didn't hit the button.
Yep.
All right, well, let's do a Twitter poll, baby. If this is your first time watching the show, every week once we pick a movie, we go to IMDb from that movie and pick our next one from there and our actors. So, another thing. I will go first because I picked Scream.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking it was my movie, but why?
Yeah, why would you pick Scream, you loser?
Yeah.
I'm picking, and I'm a little afraid to pick this because I maybe got a little bit of some spoilers in the kitchen, but this is my pick.
Oh.
I'm picking Courtney Cox and The Longest Yard.
Ooh. Courtney Cox.
Yeah, so I'm doing The Longest Yard with Adam Sandler, Courtney Cox, Burt Reynolds or something. Because I want to watch that. It's a fun movie.
It's a great movie.
Yeah, ass out with a flopping schlong.
Yep. I'll go second. I was going to pick that, but I know Jerome likes the polls.
Yeah, I was a little afraid because you mentioned it. Like, he was talking like he didn't know what he was going to pick, and I was like, I know mine. Mine's kind of a comedy, kind of a drama. And then as he's literally, like, walking out the end of the conversation, he's like, yeah, I'm between two football movies, either Waterboy or The Longest Yard. And I was like, motherfucker!
But I'm going to go W. Earl Brown, the camera guy.
Uh-huh.
And There's Something About Mary.
Oh, that's interesting. That's not where I thought this was going to go at all.
Have you seen my baseball?
Oh, yeah, I can get some bad sounds from that.
Yeah.
I can get some really bad sounds from that movie.
That's him.
Yeah, so that'll be interesting. All right, so something about Mary. Okay, let me write that down. Something about Mary. Not something about... I wrote down something about Martin. How the fuck did I write down that?
I haven't seen that.
That's the sequel about her black friend. All right, so Hess, who's your actor? What's your movie?
I'm going to go with Drew Barrymore, 50 First Dates.
Oh, wow. That's 2 Adam Sandler movies in this.
I should have picked Waterboy. We could have gone all
You
three.
know, I'm a little afraid now. I thought I would have it down pat picking a football movie with you guys, but knowing that Taylor votes and shit, she's gonna pick fucking Hess's movie. I know it. So his movie will get her vote for sure. But I was hoping I'd get your guys' vote by picking a football movie. Might have backfired a little bit. Oh my god, I shit over here.
Jesus fucking. Woo! How about hashtag fucking wipe?
Hashtag thank God there's a candle in front of me. Jesus. Do you smell that?
Yeah.
That's
As a
bad.
matter of fact, I do.
On the clock. Poll is live, ladies and gentle dudes.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the poll is live.
All right. Are you guys?
I'm feeling woozy here.
I'm not feeling woozy.
Am I feeling a little woozy?
No.
I feel a little woozy for Scream. Do you think this is the most, like, quotable horror movie?
In this household. Like, I don't know how quotable it is to have.
Tact, you fuck rag.
I think it's probably one of the most quotable franchises. I have from all four Screams on my not on this soundboard because we didn't watch all of them, but I have probably at least 3 like soundboard folders full of soundboard clips.
I mean, there's a lot in this one for sure.
Yeah. But
There is.
so there's multiple ways we could do. I have written down who killed who for the entire movie. Do you guys want to do that now, towards the end? When would you guys like to know that information?
Now it's fine.
Okay. Last night,
Yeah.
I had Taylor help me, and to the best of our knowledge, this is who killed who in the movie.
I was gonna say because some of them it could be either one.
But no, because there's some ways to find out. We watched a video on this.
Oh, you know what? I was thinking about when Sydney gets attacked.
Yeah, when Sydney gets attacked and stuff, you can find out then too. Like I have some of those written down as well. Who attempts some stuff as well.
Okay. Let's
Yeah,
hear it,
so we'll
bitch.
go. So, and then I also have some questions for you guys too afterwards.
Questions? We have a category for that?
Oh, we do.
Yeah. Maybe save that.
Maybe, I guess.
I mean,
All right, so Stu. So this is how you know. Stu stabs over the head every time. So whenever usually he kills people, it's like this.
oh.
And Billy usually is like a roundhouse, like he's like yeah into them. So that's how you kind of can tell. And he also Billy also likes to choke them a lot. It seems like
Billy's into that?
He's into choking. He's kind
Yeah.
of like Hess in bed, you know. Every once in a while, you're like, "Argh," you know. He's choking you, and then he's all like, "Here's my pee-pee."
Yeah, that's
That's just what Abby tells me. That's all I can go by.
spot on. It's unbelievable. You nailed that on the head.
Yeah, I mean,
No pun intended.
got my hands wrapped around his throat, if you catch my drift. So Casey is killed by Stu, and Stu and Billy, sorry, because so one of them's on the phone, one of them's inside the house, and they both had to be up there to hang her. So we're assuming they both. It is Billy's stab. It looks like the one that gets her, but I feel like they both had to hang her in that tree.
You would think.
Yeah.
Which one of them?
It was quick too. Real quick.
I'll get to it. Never mind.
Okay. Yeah. So they both did that one as best we could tell because it's like you think she'd hear the guy inside her house talking on the phone.
You would like to hope so.
If she's at least she's panicking. Where am I? It sounds like you're in the closet right next to me. Actually.
Yeah.
The attempt on Sydney is Stu and Billy is on the phone because he comes to the window and there's several other things. The attempt on Sydney in the bathroom is a prank, we're pretty sure. Also, a YouTube video we watched said it was a prank. One time we watched the movie and I was like, all right, look for those boots or those pants on anybody, and it didn't match either one of them.
Okay.
And and also like Stu's head in the it just didn't make sense for them to get to the bathroom from like what was going on there. And also she just ran away from Billy because of their fight.
Yeah.
So like it wouldn't make sense. So that was just a prank, we assume, inside the bathroom.
It's also weird that they knew she would go in the bathroom.
Yeah, and the killers went, oh, these fucking bitches
I
are just
know.
talking shit
Jesus.
in here. I just want to kill this girl. The principal is killed by Billy because you see Stu walking home with Sydney and Tatum. Sorry, I couldn't think of her name. Tatum.
Yeah, I'm not that great at
I just think
names
of
either.
the real
Rose
names.
McGowan.
Yeah, I think of Rose McGowan when I see
Yeah.
her. But he's walking home with them, so obviously Billy has to kill the principal. We watched a documentary because Taylor just wrote a paper on this for her class.
Uh-huh.
And they added that scene of them killing the principal because like it was the one kill in the beginning and there wasn't any more kills like basically until the they go to the party and all that. So they added that later on of them killing Henry Winkler.
That's always sad.
Just add another one. Like it's kind of fun. We just kind of wanted to kill Henry Winkler in the movies.
I like it when they're like when he has the scissors and he's like hitting the end.
those are the most aggressive sounding scissors ever.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah. And the guy's like the Flash when knocking on the door.
Yeah, just poof,
Just a
gone.
fucking ears.
I thought it was the people that knocked on your door.
Oh,
Probably.
he should have got a ring camera.
Yep.
Yeah.
Still be alive.
So that's the principal. Tatum is killed by Billy. You can also, it's very obvious actually. Afterwards, and Stu's like leading people out of the house, and Billy goes to the door. He literally looks at him and goes like,
Yeah,
gives him a little thing like, I just killed your girl.
I do like how like there's a couple times where like Billy is like talking to someone and he looks at Stu like this as they're doing stuff.
Yeah.
You know.
Stu attacks Sydney obviously because she's just having sex with Billy, and then he goes in the bedroom. When we're writing these down, I was like, who do you think's in the costume there? And Tio's like, I think Billy's actually attacking himself.
Wow.
It's like a time travel thing. But he does that, and then obviously Stu kills Kenny. Who killed Kenny? Oh, it was Stu.
Wow. Oh my God. Those bastards.
Stu stabs Dewey because this is still the same thing. He's still chasing them all around the house. Billy shoots Randy. You actually see him not in the costume for that.
Yeah.
And then we get revealed Billy and Stu killed Sydney's mom.
Sydney's
They
mom.
did it together. Me and Taylor we actually originally were thinking just Billy did it, but then they both said they did it.
Mm-hmm.
And then of course Sydney kills Billy and Stu in the end.
I thought it was weird that she put on the mask to kill him.
Well, she's got to play along.
It's kind of weird.
What was pretty cool, he gets the TV dropped on him and all this shit.
Mm-hmm.
I believe I think it was 2. They were gonna have him come back, and there's gonna be a Stu was gonna come back, and there's gonna be like a whole cult of killers with him, and all this shit, and that was the whole plot of the movie. And then a big school shooting happened with a cult and all this shit. So then they had to rewrite the movie, and then they just didn't do that storyline. So actually, you can still see him in 2 because he was dating Neve Campbell, so he visits her on set or whatever. So he's in the background in one of the scenes. But he was going to be the killer of 2 also again. It was going to be all deformed in his face because the TV fell on him and electrocuted him.
Right.
And it was going to have a cult of other Scream Masks people with him.
That's kind of weird.
And it was gonna be school. It was probably gonna be like frat boys that liked what they were doing and shit like that.
Right.
But that was the original one. Every time there's a new Scream, people are like, "You can do that story."
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
It'd be fun, but I think at this point, it back then it would have been cool, but I think now it'd be a little stupid. Now 40 years later he's back.
Yeah. Now Stu's a grandfather.
Yeah. No one heard that he survived and was locked away in prison until 40 years later.
Maybe it's his kids.
They're still called Stu. They look just like him.
Yeah.
They look like a 40-year-old man.
Yeah.
That'd be funny. All right, so now we get that. Remind me that I have a question. I might remember, but it's a plot hole. I think it's for the sequel, but it happens in this, and no one has been able to give me an answer on how this is in Scream 2.
Okay.
So
I don't know that we will be able to, but okay.
Hey, Jerome, I got something to say.
Yeah.
You have a question.
Oh, it's for later on. You're supposed to remind me later.
Is it a Hess question?
Would one of you? I guess it could technically go in the category of a Hess question. Yeah.
Okay.
If we were watching,
I don't even know what that means.
If we were watching
but
Scream 2, this would be something that Hess would ask as a Hess question. So I can see that. Would one of you two like to explain why this movie happened, like the story?
I could. Do you want me to try?
Go ahead, try.
Because Wes Craven wanted to make it that way.
That's the easy way
Let's
out.
see. So Sydney is... Well, I guess it opens up with Drew Barrymore getting killed by the...
Originally cast as one of the other kids in the movie, but then she's like, hey, actually, I just want to be this person and died in the beginning.
Which is a good move.
They were very skeptical on it and very butthurt, but I think it worked out for them. I don't know why they were so scared of that, because I think that's a good move.
Yeah, it was a good move because you
Well, I
wouldn't
mean, what?
expect
She's
it.
in it for 7 minutes, 10
Yeah.
minutes, something like that.
And everybody went to the theaters to see her, and then this is that kind of movie.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So she gets killed.
And what?
Go ahead.
Sorry. No, I was just... never mind. I'm not going to
No,
say it.
go ahead.
No, go ahead. You have to say it now. You have to.
No, I was just going to say it wasn't a black person that was killed first.
Yeah, because there's no black
No,
people
wait.
in the movie.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Wait till Scream 2. 2 black people killed in the beginning of that movie.
What about Scary Movie too? Or is that one? The dick goes in his ear?
See, okay, I'm gonna interrupt you here now because you just reminded me. Me, Taylor, and Victoria, all while watching Scream 2, and I think that's it because no one else parodies the other ones.
Mm-hmm.
Every scene we watch, I envision the normal Scream scene and also the parody at the exact same time. Every scene.
You know what that means?
What? I've seen them all the way too much.
Yeah.
But I wanted to ask: do you think that happens to a lot of people, or do you think we're in a unique category of
I think it's unique.
Because every time I watch Scream 2, he'll be getting stabbed in the ear, but then I'm like tickle, 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 and then I'll imagine those scenes and just all this when close call and with the bear, and then I'll think he's gonna go and touch her electric panties, shit like
Jesus. No, I don't. I haven't seen either one enough to remember. Now, if I just watched one and then watched it again,
Yeah.
it would.
Mm-hmm. And in the bathroom scene when the foot comes down, the other foot comes down. I'm pretty sure it's in Shriek. I know you did last summer, or I know you did last Friday the 13th.
Jesus.
It's like poof, 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 and then multiple feet keep coming down. But I tell Taylor it'd be funny to watch this movie with someone that hasn't seen the Screams that much, and randomly for a scene like that, just cut in the parody part for a second, with the multiple legs, but then make it cut right back to normal Scream, and see if you could do that throughout the entire movie and see if anybody catches on.
Well, I'm sure some people wouldn't if they're not paying attention as well.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
like do it like in Scary Movie when Pamela Anderson's running and it's like get murdered, run left, get away, escape right, and she runs left. Just
Right.
like put that
Well, yeah.
in there for a second.
I mean, you could do that with like someone who's never seen any of the movies, and then like I wonder if they would be like, "Wow, this is fucking retarded," or if like, "What is the purpose of this?"
Yeah, they'd be like,
the fuck?
what is going on in this movie?
Well, it's just like, remember when I wanted you to watch Hot Shots? But I'm like, first we have to watch Top Gun. Because you won't get any of it. And you'd never seen Top Gun.
Yeah, I do remember that.
And
And then now, every time someone talks about either one, I get stuff confused.
So I think that all comes back to you then.
It might a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, do you want to?
So you're like pretty obsessed with these then?
Yeah, I love these movies. Yeah,
I mean, they love scary movies.
yeah.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Scream is probably my
And I don't
favorite
mean
horror.
scary movie. I mean horror
Which
movies.
also, this was originally
Yeah.
titled Scary Movie.
Yeah, I think I knew that.
Which I don't think I've ever caught, which I've seen this like a million times. At the end,
Well, so like,
when Courtney Cox is walking down, talking to the camera, she's like, it's like some kind of scary movie. And I'm like, oh, that'd be the part of the movie where they say the name. But then they changed the title.
It's like Scream. Am I still saying what's happening, or?
Yeah, I was going to say, but then Hess was going to say something. What were you going to say?
so your first time like watching this, were you scared?
I don't think
Do you remember?
I've ever been scared by a horror movie except for The Ring when I was little. I think that's the only movie that really
We
scared
talked
me.
about this last week. I know. Maybe it's just me and you talking. I don't remember. I talked to someone about it. Angela rented it at like Blockbuster.
Oh, yeah,
something.
you said you scared her. Yeah, you briefly
I
mentioned that.
fucking called her on my break. I was at work and scared the shit out of her.
Blockbuster.
Actually,
bringing
no.
it back.
Yeah.
Second thought, there's another movie that has scared me was me, Taylor, and Macy one time, like over the summer, watched Blair Witch, and we were all so scared when the movie was over, we all ran to the bathroom together, and we all peed with each other because we were afraid to go by ourselves.
That's not a story you should tell.
Hmm.
At the same time, y'all peed?
Yeah, Macy and Taylor sat down like this, and I stood on top and peed in between their... No, not really.
I could see that.
Jesus.
Oh, you can continue.
The drum's pissing in the sink.
Well, they go home from school. They get a curfew. Did you think the curfew was weird? It's like, oh, yeah, I've had a curfew before now.
Yeah, a little bit. It's
Yeah.
also weird, I think, to have a curfew, because like, do you think like this guy is breaking the law, murdering people? So do you think you having a curfew is gonna be? Well, I can't go outside and break in their house.
Well, wasn't everybody at the party breaking the curfew?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just like people at parties around here breaking curfew.
So then they all decide to celebrate not having school. So they have a party, and then they get picked off one by one by the killer, and then it's revealed that the killer is her boyfriend and his best friend. And they killed her mom, and they kill almost everybody.
Except they stab each other and...
My mom and dad are gonna be
It was a good reveal for
Yeah, I
this
think
movie.
I was gonna ask you guys that too. Do you think this is like one of the best killer reveals in a movie?
For this kind of movie, yeah.
And also, if you were gonna recast it, could you recast it and make it better, or do you think it's perfect the way it is?
I'm sure you could get better than Skeet Ulrich.
I don't know. It's pretty good in this.
I don't know. I'm not a big fan of him.
You haven't seen him in Riverdale.
I have not.
He
Don't know if that's going to help, but
Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, he's clearly outclassed by Matthew Lillard.
Matthew. It's funny. I was listening to a podcast with, and I always forget the guy's name.
Matthew Lillard.
No, not him. I remember
Oh.
his name. The guy who remember Stephen Amell was on his podcast and made you listen to it. Stephen Amell had like a
Oh, yeah,
breakdown.
the guy from Hit and Run.
Yeah, him, but I can't think of his name.
I don't know his name.
Michael Rosenbaum.
Yeah.
And he was on his podcast, and he's talking about, he's usually like, if I'm in the movie, like I'm top billed, you know it's a bad movie. And he kept like talking down about himself, about how he's not a good actor and all shit. I'm like, Matthew, look, you were Scooby, you're in Scream, like you're in so many big franchises like that though. Like how do you not think of yourself as a good actor? And he's kind of like, yeah, you know, I did my thing, whatever.
Mm.
And then he was also bummed out because they didn't even ask him to be Shaggy in the new Scooby-Doo movie, the Scoob one that was on HBO Max and shit.
Oh,
they
really?
never even asked him to be in it, and I was really bummed out about that. I was like, oh, he's kind of sad.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't recast him, but I would.
Who would you pick from at the time? Who would you pick as the new Skeeter Rush?
Fuck, I don't know. At the time,
It was a long time ago.
In the galaxy far, far away.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh, okay, yeah, you made it better. That'd be cool. That'd be really cool. Although if you're watching the movie, you'd be like, seems like Nev Campbell's the main star. Leo has to be the killer or something.
Oh, low battery, 10%.
Are you not plugged in?
Apparently not.
Push it in.
It says it's charging.
Is it lying? Well, now you moved Hess out of the spot he's supposed to be. Oh, now I'm in Hess's spot.
I didn't move
There
shit.
we go. I moved Hess. Well, every time your thing dies because it changes to a picture, it is charging though, right?
It says it is.
All right. Well, Nick might disappear for you in a little bit, I guess. I don't know.
Alright. I don't know if I can do that.
He's like, I'm off the podcast, guys. If I
Might
can't look
just
at
have
Nick,
to
I'm not here.
Sit it out because I didn't ask him about his fucking wiener.
Neighbor's like, what?
Well, I guess this is a good time. I was asking you who you cast. Is there anything you guys would change about the movie? I forgot we do that.
I mean, not really.
I actually would, and unless this theory is correct, but I don't think it is. You know how there's two parts. They're like at like a gas station or like a grocery store or something, and the killer's in costume peeking at them.
Oh yeah.
And then the killer's also hiding behind the bushes at one point.
Yeah.
There was rumors because it's revealed in Scream 3 that her brother Ronan, like, basically told these two to do that and set them up to kill the mom and all this shit. He was like the leader of all this shit.
Mm-hmm.
There's the online theory to make it make sense why they're doing that in broad daylight because it's just weird. But really, they were just doing that to be like fucking Halloween.
Yeah.
Is that's him there? But I would take those scenes out because that just makes it weird. They're literally walking like it'd make more sense for them to just be there.
Oh, don't get me wrong. Those scenes are stupid.
Yeah, so I would. So the things I would change, I would just take those out.
But like in a whole, like it's like when he popped up at the grocery store, I was like, "What the fuck?" No one notices the fucking big old thing with the face. You know what I mean?
Also, one thing I would change is, and I've told this to Taylor and Victoria while we watched these series before, and they've thought it's a good idea, is that I wish we could go back in time and tell them for each one of the Scream movies to make 2 movies out of it. Do the normal one that you watch, but then do one that's from the killer's POV the entire movie. It's like from Billy and Stu, this whole movie, just see like what was going on.
That might be interesting.
And
I don't know the other ones.
But make them like at the same time, so it's like literally perfect.
Yeah.
Like so that doesn't like it's not an afterthought. I think would be really cool.
I don't know the other ones well enough to say they'd be cool, but it'd be cool for this one.
It'd be the best for this one. The other ones, it gets sloppier and sloppier to guess. I mean, the third one's only one killer, but
I was gonna say in any other franchise, like, has there been multiple killers that work together? There's not.
Jason and his mom.
Yeah. Well, no, it's just his mom, and then.
Well, what about Jason at the end?
Yeah, I brought that up to Taylor when we were watching it. I was like, "Is Friday the 13th the only like horror franchise where the whole start of it was a complete different killer, but then when it switched is when it got to like a famous killer?"
I mean, I think so. I'm not an expert on these.
I couldn't think of anything else that that's like I never thought about how unique that is. Where like the very first one, it's his mom killing, and then the rest is Jason, and that's what people think about with the franchise now.
It's too bad Drew Barrymore didn't know that.
Yeah.
The funny thing is like if she gets that question right, it's not like they're not killing her.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, well, you ruined a whole fucking plan, Drew.
Yeah. Son of a bitch. Let's go to the next house.
Yeah, fuck it. We'll kill Sydney now, I guess.
Hello, Sydney.
Do you guys have a best scene / quote of the movie?
Oh, you know what? There is one thing I would change.
Yes.
I think the voice is terrible. I think it could have been a lot better.
Wow.
In my opinion.
No, the voice is perfect. I think that's what most people cling on to with this franchise.
Really?
Yeah. People were pissed because they did Scream the TV series, got a new voice, and it sucked ass. And then literally in the 3rd season, they forked up the dough to get the guy to come back as the voice.
It's pretty iconic, but I mean, if you don't like it, you don't like it.
Actually, there is another thing I would change. They fix it in the later Screams. Has to remind me with the voice is when they are like out of the costume talking to Sydney, and they're like, "What's wrong, Sydney? You look like you've seen a ghost." It's not the fucking. It doesn't sound like the voice.
Yeah.
It's just them coming out the voice changer.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I meant to say too. Like, it did not sound like when they had it, and like they're all bloody in the kitchen or whatever.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound anything like
in Scream. In Scream
voice.
3, they fixed that. They actually do the voice out of them, and like at one point, because he can like copy their voice, like Courtney Cox talks, and she sounds like Dewey and stuff like that. Because the killer like pretends to be them on the phone,
Right.
Because he has super technology in that thing.
Well, it's later in life. I when I watched it, I was like, well, they don't have the mask on, so it's different. Like, I don't know. Like, who cares? I mean,
Yeah, that's just always bugged me. One thing I got here too. This is part of the most dated thing of the movie.
Let me ask you this. What are you doing with a cellular telephone, son?
well, it's 1986.
Yeah, but it's just so funny. They're like, that's like That's a question in
He's
there.
a clumsy fuck too.
They were pretty new back then.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I told Taylor this too.
I mean, he called it a cellular phone.
Yeah. What are you doing with a cellular telephone, son? I'm surprised because you guys know how like a few years ago the really popular thing to do was to take like a movie scene, they would CGI like a couple of the things and do some new voice acting to turn it into like a commercial. And usually it was like pretty flawless. I'm surprised no one did the scene where his phone falls out of his pocket seeing Sydney and it hits the ground. But this time it's like an iPhone 13. And she's like, "Oh my god, you have an iPhone 13?" Like recreate that as a phone ad. Surprised that hasn't been done.
Well, wouldn't iPhone not allow it because he's a bad guy?
Yeah.
Oh fuck!
You just ruined your own thing.
right.
Yeah, now Samsung's gonna take it over and it won't be as cool.
Yeah.
Fucking Jesus. That's
Android. Hello, Moto.
Jesus.
they should hire Hess.
It looked like he's just jerking off a giant there.
But so do you guys?
Jolly Green.
Yeah.
He's back there.
Bet he was.
If you, oh my god, almost knocking shit off. Could you imagine if Jerome could like CGI,
I CGI in like a giant cock in his hand.
a big giant green dick right here?
I could. That'd be a lot of work though.
Yeah.
I could easily get that in there. Best scene there quote.
Best quote is, "I'll be right back."
I'll be right back.
I don't know,
What about Hess every Saturday night?
Looks like you fingered the wrong guy.
That's Apex.
Well,
But best scene, the opening scene is really cool.
yeah, opening
Yeah.
scene's really
Because
good.
even like watching, now I haven't watched this in forever, and I don't like horror
I haven't
movies.
watched it in a couple months.
Like if you took genres and put them like action would probably be my number one,
Mm-hmm.
comedy 2, maybe flip that. I don't know. Never thought about this before. Horror would
I've
be at the
never ranked
bottom.
my genres before.
Horror would be at the bottom.
Where would horrors be for you, Ms. Genre? 'Cause I don't really know how you feel about horror movies.
I like horror movies, but I know this is technically considered a horror movie, but it's not my style of horror movie, I guess.
Oh, you're not into slashers?
Not really.
See, we're big fans of slashers.
I mean, like I don't know, like my favorite like horror movies, and it's probably considered a slasher, is Michael Myers, Halloween.
Oh,
Those
the
are my
Halloween
favorites.
movies.
Yeah, but
I mean, they
like,
literally talk about it the entire movie.
yeah.
They also
Well,
describe
they-
it weird. They say he stalks babysitters. He
Yeah.
follows one girl.
Well, she's babysitting.
Yeah,
Yeah, but like,
yeah. But yeah. I mean, I went through like a huge kick too, like when I was probably like 16, where I like watched a lot of like scary movies.
mm-hmm.
So I saw this in the theater with my girlfriend in high school.
Oh,
No, not high school. No. No, but I did see it in the theaters.
Oh, so she didn't.
With the, no.
That's
He's like,
unfortunate.
No.
Because it would
It
have been
is.
on the top of his list. I bet if someone kissed his pee-pee in the theater.
Yeah.
I think I was like 12 or 13. So yeah, it was a girl from around the neighborhood that, you know,
Oh,
maybe done a little stuff here, maybe there, you know.
Oh my god.
maybe she was.
Looks like you fingered the wrong guy again.
You know, it's funny because I don't know when this was, but do you remember the movie U-571?
Yeah.
We saw that in theaters, me and her too.
Oh,
It's a submarine movie, right?
she's your little.
Yeah.
She was your
Matthew
little theater
McConaughey.
date.
Yeah. And she worked at Harkins, so I always got them for free. It's great.
Truth comes out.
Mm-hmm. That's the only reason he was with her. Getting free movie tickets.
Guys, like I haven't been in a movie since. Not since U-571.
And that's why I eat the popcorn like I do.
I think obvious one of the best quotes of the movie is.
Never alone.
I also like it when, is it Randy?
It depends. Jimmy Kennedy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Who I hate Jamie Kennedy in everything.
Really?
Yeah, I just don't like him.
Oh, I like him. I subscribe to his
You
YouTube channel.
didn't like him in Malibu's Most Wanted?
I almost
Come
picked
on.
that, but I was afraid someone would vote for it.
I would have voted for that for sure.
I literally
I for
clicked on it.
sure would have voted for that.
I looked on everyone's IMDb. First of all, Lee Schreiber has the best IMDb. And
You know what I actually wanted to do just to see the look on your face. I was gonna pick.
tickle my
I was
balls?
gonna pick Liv Schreiber
Mm-hmm.
and do X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Oh, that's okay. I don't. Whatever. I
You
mean,
bitch last time we watched it because at least in a Deadpool movie, and then it was in Deadpool.
I was
2.
gonna pick him and do Spotlight because I don't think either one of you would watch Spotlight unless someone made you. But it's a really good movie.
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, oh fuck, I just watched it last week. Fuck that. And then
yeah.
and then
it sucks when a movie gets picked. It's on your list, huh?
It sucks, huh? So then I was like, so I was going through. I hit Jamie Kennedy, and I saw Malibu's Most Wanted, and I was like, yeah, I'm not going any further. Just went to the next person. Everyone else, I looked all the way through.
You could have picked him. Pick Son of the Mask.
Jesus fucking Christ. But that's what I mean. So when he stands up and gives the rules, I think that's a pretty cool scene.
Oh yeah, I like when every time he talks, basically he explains the entire movie too.
Yeah, he's really good in this movie. I just don't like the guy.
He has a good series on his YouTube channel, like how he got cast and stuff, and he explains like how he got cast in Scream. It's a very interesting video.
Oh really?
Mm-hmm. Was there a surprise cameo for either of you guys? Because I got nothing for that.
I mean, Fonzie wasn't the time.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess at the time that would be it, but other than that, I don't think there's anything. Best performance, I think, is Neve Campbell and Matthew Lillard.
I think it's Matthew Lillard.
I think he kind of does steal the show a little bit, but Neve Campbell's pretty good in this too.
Oh, she's great. She's good. Yeah. I think he's by far better than everybody.
But I'm not I don't like her.
You don't
I'm not
like
a big
her?
fan of hers. No, I think she has like an extra chromosome, a partial extra chromosome or something.
Well, then you should relate to her.
No. No.
Could this have a sequel?
No, absolutely not.
I know there's a sequel, but we should make. What would our Scream 2 be? What would you do from this Scream? What would we do?
I don't even know the sequel. I know who the bad people are, but I don't know anything about
Well,
the
that's
sequel.
good.
Except she's in college.
So then it doesn't matter. So where would you go from here?
I think you should make Jamie Kennedy the killer.
Oh, okay.
Have him
Because he does say this whole movie that like if he was
Yeah.
okay, so Jamie Kennedy's the killer. What's his motive?
making a better horror movie.
Oh, he's pissed off because they didn't do it well,
Yeah.
and they shot him, so he's a little he's a little salty about that as well.
He needs a partner though.
Okay, who was his do we make his partner a new character, or do we pick someone from?
He could play twins. He could be the other person. Be the most annoying fucking movie in the world. But
No. Who do we cast as his partner? Keanu Reeves.
Oh,
Keanu Reeves is into the movie now.
As
Let's
John
say
Wick?
it is set in college, and he's Randy's
well, back
partner.
there, I guess he could play at college.
Yeah. So it's Randy and Keanu Reeves. What's
Hmm.
the main plot, or is it just they're in college and they're killing all Sydney's friends again? Do we
I mean,
do we
make it
kill off
simple.
any main people? Because Courtney Cox, basically all of them except for Randy dies in 2, and then they all make it to the rest of the movies. So do we kill off like Courtney Cox? Do we kill off David Arquette?
You can go off David Arquette. I wouldn't have a problem with that.
He has how he got stabbed in the back in this one? He has a limp the rest of the series.
That
It's
figures.
kind of funny. For some reason, it like struck a nerve in his back, and
I mean, they made a character spoofing him called him Doofy, right?
yeah.
And his sister
Yeah.
calls him Doofus.
we learned he was supposed to be one of the kids, and he's like, actually, can I play Dewey?
I mean, he was good in this, but like, he is a doofus.
Yeah, worst cop of all time. He's like the sheriff at one point too.
Oh, yeah.
it's
Well,
almost comedic how bad he is
Yeah,
at his job.
Yeah.
I like too how like one cup's smoking and he's just there like, just slurping on some ice cream.
I expected him to throw the ice cream down and stomp on it.
That would be kind of funny.
Yeah, he's like, I thought you quit.
So how do we end it? How do we reveal to Sydney that it is Randy and Keanu Reeves attacking her?
Fuck if I-
They're in an airplane. And
Oh shit! Okay.
they bust into the fucking cockpit and they like kill the
They hijack a plane.
yeah, and
Okay.
they kill the pilot and the co-pilot, and then they barely land the thing, and then she kills them because they hit their head on the cockpit glass when they
Okay.
land the plane.
That's so crazy. I like
They didn't have
that.
their seatbelts on.
Oh, do we add an end credit scene? We would have.
Yeah,
it.
and then the end credit scene it leads you into Con Air. Nicolas Cage shows up.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's interesting.
Gotta tell you, that's very different from where Scream goes. So,
Con Air is a fucking great ass movie.
I like that movie.
It's
did we
fucking awesome.
did we learn anything in Scream?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Well, we learned the garage can lift the girl up.
Yeah,
And
that was
smush
my
her head.
favorite
Crush her
scene,
head, yeah.
By the way, yeah.
Oh, we passed that motherfucker. No,
Yeah, no one asked me what's my favorite scene.
No,
I
he
asked 2 or 3 times.
Well, apparently you guys didn't shut the fuck up.
That seems very.
I like that scene.
Yeah, that's a fun one.
It's fun. It's like so it can't happen.
Well, because she's like, like, oh, what are you gonna do? Hurt me? Like,
Yeah.
And he's like,
With Shannon Elizabeth, they spoofed that in
oh, I remember that.
scary movie, and then he cuts off her head, and she's still screaming, like still not buying it and shit, and throws her head in like a little hamper.
A couple things about it. One, I think she played softball because she had a hell of a pitch. She's fucking nailing them with those beers.
Yeah.
oh yeah, she right in the dick and right in the face.
Yeah,
like, I was like, damn, she's got a
and like if
good
I threw
throw.
a beer at you, it might not break. Those are like shattering.
Yeah.
And there's no way she couldn't fit out that big ass thing.
But I think they in the documentary we watched, they're like, oh yeah, she could totally come through.
Yeah. I mean, she got the biggest part of her out.
One of my favorite things of every single Scream is they do the final jump scare, like because that's like a parody of every horror movie, but they continue that in every single Scream.
Is that the dad at the end?
No, it's Billy when they're like, this is the part where the killer comes back. Like, one last scare, and she's like, not in my movie.
Because the dad scares the shit out of him too.
And then also Randy mentions like the sequel shit and all that too. And then he wrote the sequel while they were making the movie too. The guy who wrote it, so they had both done. So then they just went right to 2. Any questions? I do have one for you guys. I don't even need to. Actually, I need to read to see if I add anything, but I remember my original question.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, I don't need it. So in Scream 2, they're watching at one point. Randy and David Arquette are like in like a cafeteria place, and they're chit-chatting about who could be the killer.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the TV is a trailer for the movie Stab, which is like their movie of what happened in this, and it's also cast exactly who Sydney said would play her in this movie as well.
Oh, it's Tori Spelling, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
But
Jesus.
it's the fucking scene of them arguing in the high school. Of all the scenes to pick, it's them arguing in high school about their moms, and she's like, your mom ran away, she wasn't murdered, and like all this shit, talk about the whole thing, and then she runs away, and Billy's like, Sydney, and all this shit. Who told about that conversation? It goes down exactly how it happened in the movie. Which one of the, not neither one of them would have talked about that. So why is that, like, why of all scenes show that one? Because neither one of them would have talked about that for them to make that in the movie. How did that happen?
Sydney must have told
Maybe one of them was a gossip girl.
But Billy's dead, and Sydney doesn't talk about this shit.
Maybe Sydney told Courtney Cox, and then she sold it.
She put it in a book, and then they stole it, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah, but one time we were arguing, because that's like such a pointless thing for her to tell. Like, of all the events that happened in this, be like, oh yeah, one time we were arguing in the middle of the hallway about his mom and my mom. But that's always bugged me in Scream 2 that they showed that, and it's word for word the exact same thing. And I know Sydney wouldn't talk about that.
It kind of bugged me in this movie that he's like, my mom left too. And I'm like, she wasn't murdered, you moron.
And then Sydney says it, and you're like, oh shit. And then it was funny, Taylor goes, when she comes back in the next movie, calm down. Because his mom's the killer in 2.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's his mom and
Timothy Oliphant?
the fake Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Yeah, Timothy Oliphant.
Fake Boba Fett.
Yeah, he's not a fake Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Well, I guess technically, either way, he is a fake Mandalorian.
Okay, I got a couple questions.
Oh, shit, Nick has questions.
If they kill Sydney in the first part when they attack her...
Yeah,
Is
when
it like
she's going, what am I doing? Hello?
Yeah, if they kill her there, just movie's over? Like 20 minutes?
See, that's why I think that part, like, they wanted him to get arrested, declare his name, and all this shit. I don't think they really were attempting to kill her then.
Oh, wow, you put a lot of thought in this screen.
Well, because we remember me to took notes the whole podcast. And all
No,
more.
yeah. Okay, my next question. How old is the cheerleader that's in the bathroom talking shit to her?
Oh, she's like in her 30s.
Yeah, I'm like watching it and I'm like...
that girl
she's
is
like-
like a quadruple senior.
I'm like, Jesus, she got held back.
Yeah, Sydney could walk out and easily destroy that bitch.
Yeah. And then the only other one is we kind of discussed this already, but there's a killer on the loose, so you throw a party, and then not only is that a dumb idea, I know it's a horror movie, so that's the point, but the fucking deputy drives you there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that's what happens.
Everybody dies.
Yeah, so there you go.
Where was the set? Do we know? Did they give a?
Yeah, it's I think it's not a real town, but it's California.
Yeah. They also, the school, they were going to film at a completely different school, and then the school was like, no, we don't want to be connected to some horror movie. So in the credits, it's like, especially no thanks to this high school.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, because they're like, fuck you guys. Because apparently they were like, a student stabbed another student there or something, so they're like, it's too close to home. And they're like, it's a fucking movie, chill out.
Yeah.
Fun fact, though, the new Scream that's coming out, to be beginning of next year, I believe, filmed in the same house. For probably the end of the movie, I'd assume. Yeah. Because like all the set photos for like when they wrapped up, it's like totally, people were like, if if you're a Scream fan, you recognize the house. It's there in the front of that house.
That's interesting.
So
They're
it'll
nice
take place
houses.
in the same place. Yeah.
I think when they're driving around, I was like, this would be a cool place to live.
Yeah. And
I mean, minus the killer.
yeah. Do you think his parents were up? Or do you think that?
My mom and dad are gonna be.
You think they were when they got home?
Probably.
Well,
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, and that's what I thought was weird too. Like, you see Drew Barrymore's parents in the beginning, but after that, you don't see any parents.
You see
Like the entire
Sydney. You
movie.
see Sydney's for a second until they.
Oh,
until,
well, and
Yeah.
when her dad.
until
yeah.
they kidnap the dad, and then other than that, yeah,
Yeah.
you see nobody.
No, I forgot what I was going to say. What were we talking about?
Mom and dad being so mad at me.
Oh, so one of the funniest parts, I don't know if it's in the script or if he fucking ad-libbed it or what,
Mm-hmm.
but you hit me with the...
Hit me with the phone, Dick!
Yeah.
That was ad libbed.
That was hilarious.
Yeah, a lot of that was ad libbed.
He's like bleeding and dying, and
Yeah.
he's pissed because he hit him with the phone.
I know.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite lines too.
Yeah, that was really funny.
Yeah. I love this movie. I think
I'll say-
Scream. I think is my favorite horror franchise for sure.
I mean, I didn't think I'd hate it. Obviously, I've seen it before. But like I said before, I don't really like these kind of movies, but I enjoyed it. It was fun.
Mm. Even Scream 4 is really good.
See, I don't believe you, but
It's
I'll take your
same
word for
writer
it.
and director. It's still great.
Did you think that this is gonna make Jerome mad? But I have to say it. Did you think the janitor had a Freddy Krueger shirt on?
Yes, he did because he made Freddy Krueger and he was supposed to. Okay, that's not.
Yeah.
It was supposed to. It's not even funny.
Told you to make him mad.
It's just that doesn't make me mad. It's just the other things make me mad. Anytime you wear any kind of fucking striped shirt, this motherfucker says you have a Freddy Krueger shirt on, no matter which way the stripes go, no matter what color it is.
That's not true. If they were up and down, I
And
wouldn't.
then you know what's the worst part of all this? I bought a fucking like $20 Freddy Krueger sweatshirt at Zia's, and I wore it for an entire day. And this bitch said nothing.
Well, because
Wow.
it's obvious.
He said nothing. Didn't even notice I had it on.
Too obvious.
No, you didn't
I
notice.
feel like you should see a therapist. It sounds like you have some issues with that.
See what I mean?
You know
We'll
what?
be like, "Hey."
I think you should.
We'll be in Walmart, and someone will have like a striped sweatshirt on. I'm like, hey, look, it's a Freddy Krueger shirt. And he's like, it's not a fucking He gets all mad. I was like, Jesus.
It's because for like a whole like winter, because I was into wearing striped sweaters. You'd fucking be like, oh, you and your Freddy Krueger.
Well,
sweatshirt
maybe
today."
you shouldn't have wore the knives with it.
I didn't.
Oh, okay. God. And rape children.
Oh my! What a fucking jick!
You guys ready to find out what the next movie is?
You sneaked.
Did I surprise you?
You made me spit.
Oh, did I?
You
I froze this. Jinx, you gotta make out with me now. Look, it looks like he's about to lisp because his tongue's coming out of his mouth a little bit.
Frozen. Fuck Le Pew over there. It's
He's making fun of us too.
like a cheese.
Come on, Zoom. The show's over. We literally just have to look at our poll and we're done.
I'm not looking at your poll.
Well, I hope it's gonna fix. It says the poll's ending and there wasn't a single vote.
Oh. Kicked out.
Did the internet go out? Oh, I think the internet just went out.
12 seconds later.
But we have the results of the poll. At
Jerome's pretty excited.
At 17%.
How many votes do we have?
We had 12 votes.
Jesus.
Apparently, Dogecoin got us a couple votes. It told me that. 50. Oh, sorry. Something About Mary is 17%.
That's surprising.
20,
I didn't vote for it.
25%. I didn't either. 25% The Longest Yard.
Voted for that.
I did too. At 58%, 50 First Dates. Now, I do have something to say about this movie. I was waiting to see if it got picked. This is my least favorite Adam Sandler movie. I really don't like this movie. This is one of my least favorite. Maybe my mind will change because I haven't seen it in a long time. But Taylor has begged me to watch this about 100 times, and I've said
Wow.
no, go fuck yourself every time.
It's a bit of a chick flick.
So we'll see. We'll see if how my feelings change. That'll be interesting. It'll be a.
I've seen it.
I gotta say,
it's not my favorite Adam Sandler movie. That's for sure.
It's not
It's
where I
a top
expected to go from
10
Scream.
maybe. No, but at least we don't have to keep going with Drew Barrymore.
I don't know where we'll go from. Oh, we can go Goonies.
Fucking hate Sean Astin in this movie. He's so annoying.
Well, I just remembered now. We haven't done this in like 3 weeks, so I don't have much to update. But do you want to do our movie thing real quick?
Oh fuck. Yeah, where do you want to go from?
We'll just do this week because I've only watched like 4 this week. Have you watched anything interesting lately? Yes, you did say you watched King Kong Godzilla, right?
Yeah, I unfortunately I didn't finish it. I think I had like 40 minutes left.
Mm-hmm.
I was irritated with myself that I wasn't able to finish it because I liked it. Like I wanted to see the end battle. It wasn't there in the cards. So eventually, when it comes back out, I'll finish.
Okay.
So we're going from Jane Silent Bob.
For you, yeah. I don't know if that's my last. I do want to mention I did watch Mortal Kombat last week. Some people either hate it or love it.
I've seen both.
I fucking love the movie. It was. I mean, obviously the story it's Mortal Kombat, so you're not going to watch it for the story. But it was fucking fun.
I want to watch it.
Same level King Kong Godzilla was fun. This was fun. I thought.
I want to watch it before it goes off HBO Max. So.
Oh yeah, you got like a month.
Yeah.
So I watched 154 movies.
Me too.
Oh, we're tied now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure where mine left off, so I'm just. Oh, Mortal Kombat was my last. So I've watched Black Panther. This is Paris. This is a Paris Hilton documentary. Skyfall, 007, Clerks 2, and Scream.
So I'll go from Jay and Silent Bob because I think that's the last movie I watched last week. But 154, I watched Predator, Black Panther, Dirty Harry, Without Remorse with Michael B. Jordan, Tenet, and Scream.
I've heard mixed things about Without Remorse as well.
It was the beginning. I was like, oh, this is fucking cool, and then by the end, I was like, yeah, it's okay.
Did you watch the end credit scene?
Yeah.
Did you get what it was setting up?
No, because I'm not. I don't know the story very well. It seems like it's setting up like more movies with him.
It set up Rainbow Six Vegas. Rainbow Six. I don't know.
Yeah.
It set that up.
I mean, that makes sense. Like I was like, oh, it made the whole movie kind of feel like a setup to me. But there were some cool scenes.
When I saw people talking about it, I thought John Krasinski was going to show up at the end. People were all excited about the thing. I was like, oh, they're going to connect it. It makes sense. Amazon and another Amazon thing.
But like whatever. It's worth watching, but I didn't think it was great. Okay. Michael B. Jordan was good in it, but
yeah, I thought about giving it a whirl.
I will know.
Are you gonna watch the new Chris Pratt movie that's coming to Amazon?
Yeah, probably. They show a preview in the beginning.
It's like he's like fighting out of time or whatever.
Yeah. I noticed something while I was watching these movies. Like, you know how like we watch a Marvel movie and we're like, oh, it's 2 hours and 30 minutes long.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, that's 10 minutes is credits and stuff.
Yeah.
I watched Dirty Harry. It's 1 hour and 42 minutes. It ends at 1 hour and 41 minutes, and there's like a minute of credits.
Oh,
I was
really?
like, oh, that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Just because it's older.
Yeah, they didn't have as many people working on it.
Yeah.
But all right, I think that's it. I'm really afraid of what's going to go on the Zoom shit. I hope everything goes well. Because if not, the internet. We needed 10 minutes left, and the internet said "fuck you" to us.
Happened.
Well, thanks for watching, everybody. Please like, subscribe. If you enjoyed this, go check out our other podcast we do every week where we watch a Marvel movie and we sit around and talk about it with our wieners out.
Wow.
Yeah, and whoever's wiener gets the tallest by the end of the podcast, the other two have to kiss it. It's a new world we started. So we'll see how that goes.
I'm gonna kill you.
You like making up new rules.
Yeah, I like to add new rules to people off, but they still do it, which is weird.
Every time.
Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you guys next time when we go on 50 dates with each other for the first time.